Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Miller Talk Time with Trey Carter. I'm your internet host and producer, Joshua High Life Miller. You know what it is. You get my boy over here, Trey Carter. Say what's up to the people
What's
out
going
there.
on out there?
Alright. Every time around this time before we get started, you know what we gotta do. Pay attention, read the disclaimer. The views of this program are the views of the host and their guests. So if you have a problem with anything we say, just remember we said, and if you don't like it, what can they do, Trey Carter?
You can watch something else.
So why in the hell would you want to do that?
You
And
would.
today we got another guest. You know, we keeping with the routine, having the guests on a routine basis. We have Miss Ebony Bailey. She is a mental health counselor and also a vegan.
Yes, I am.
Say hello to the people, Wade.
Hello, people.
Okay, we're blessed to have her in the studio today. And today's topic is on your screen right now, healthy eating, talking to a vegan. And before I give you my spiel on things, Trey Carter, talk to the people.
Well, this is gonna be laid back. We will be discussing healthy eating, and we definitely want to get into the mind of a vegan and figure out, you know, what made her change, what the norm is, something she didn't want to stick with. So I'm curious to know, and I'm sure hopefully Josh, you are curious to know what she did and how she did it and how it's affected your life. So I'm ready to jump on into it.
All right. So, like you said, this is a personal topic for me as well, because my family, on my mother's side of the family, is a long line of diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol in my side of the family. So I was, luckily to have her come on the show to talk about that. So let's talk about, what made you become a vegan, and and why are you a vegan?
Okay. Well, back in 2000, I decided to do this little experiment. Decided not to eat beef or pork. And every day I mess up. I'll eat something with pork in it. I'll say,
Right.
well, I'll be a vegetarian the next day. But I actually went about a couple of months with no beef. And then in 2001, when I chose to eat a hamburger, I felt it. And it just felt gross. It felt heavy. And so I decided not to eat beef anymore. So that's been since 2001. And now I became a vegan in 2008. So it took that long. It was a process for me.
All right. So Trey Carter, you are a meat eater, but you don't eat.
I don't eat pork or red meat.
You don't eat pork or red meat.
I stick to turkey. That's just better. Turkey or chicken. Yeah, turkey and fish. I guess that's not considered meat, but is it?
No.
You tell me. But
Yeah,
I stick to turkey, chicken, and fish, and try to stick away from the fried chicken, more or less baked.
But how is your diet? How you feel your diet is?
I feel it's not as healthy as it should be, but I think I'm progressively getting better and better.
Because you are just like most Americans, like I am, meat eaters.
Right.
So my hardest thing is what I admitted to on the show is chicken wings. That's my toughest vice. I love chicken wings. I'm around them. I see them like every other day. Buffalo Wild Wings on Tuesday. I'm just horrible with it, But speaking with being a vegan, I mean, what are some of the things what's the difference between a vegan and a
Good
vegetarian?
question. I'm glad you asked me that. Okay, so vegetarian, you can be a lacto ovo vegetarian where you consume dairy and also eggs. And some vegetarians consume chicken only, and some just consume fish. But there's no red meat, so you cannot be a vegetarian and eat red meat. And there's some controversy because if you're really a vegetarian, that doesn't include meat. So they came up with another name, vegan. So vegan, people who are consider themselves vegans, do not eat any animal byproducts, even to honey.
Honey is an animal byproduct?
Because it comes from
Bees.
bees. That's right. So bees make the honey.
Wow.
So that's really. But I have to be honest, I do eat honey.
Wow.
So I do
I'll say,
consume honey.
So you're not 100% vegan.
No, I'm not 100% vegan, but anything else I
98%.
don't consume.
What you got? You got a good question for a Trey Cobb?
Well, I have a list of questions because I mean I'm very open to new things, and I definitely want this to be informative to those who might not have known, or some I know some people may think of it in a dark light, which I don't know why, but I want to know just certain things that will come to your average person that may consider this lifestyle and this change. Like, first of all, it's a recession, so everybody wants to know how it'll affect their pocketbook. To change from your normal diet of maybe sandwiches, fish, chicken, other meats, and sides, how much will it cost for per meal, or how much do you consider your budget to be for that?
Okay. The budget, my budget is different from me going to like Save a Lot or Walmart or anything like that. So I have to admit, I do spend a bit more on the type of foods that I consume.
Okay.
But even if you go to Walmart and get a lot of like whole foods, like different fruits or vegetables, it's still less than say your packaged meat that you get, if you think about it like that.
Mhm.
So, but where I shop is more because I actually go to a health food store where I eat organic.
Okay.
That's a whole nother area of healthy eating. So I would say that if you wanted to just incorporate more whole foods, and when I say whole foods, I mean foods that do not have preservatives in them. You're actually eating an apple versus, say, apple flavored Pop-Tart or strawberry flavored Pop-Tart. You're actually eating the strawberry. That's cheaper than, say, buying the box of Pop-Tarts.
So do you think that's fair to actually eat the foods the way they were made back in the day before pesticides, etc., and pay more? You think that's fair?
Now, in my opinion, no, I don't, because I feel like it exploits the whole healthy eating trend that's going on right now. And like organic, you're right, they do jack up the price, and people can say that's because of the practices that they use to make it organic because it costs more, But I think if you're not going to eat organic and you just eat the regular conventional, which does have pesticides on them, you do come out cheaper, really.
So now, what other changes happen other than you spending more? Is there anything else at home that you have to do differently?
I do want to clarify, even though I spend more because I eat organic, but if you're not one where that really doesn't matter, you probably will come out cheaper, because if you think about it, my diet consists of like rice, being like brown rice, beans, and beans aren't that much. Greens, all dark green leafy vegetables, collard greens, all that stuff, things that are in season, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and fruits and things like that. So it's less expensive if you go that route. And what was your next question? Well,
I think you would save money. Now, I know healthy living means you will be healthy. I know a lot of people who have unhealthy diets usually have the colds and are sick, or have the diabetes and other health-related ailments happen due to their diet. I think you probably save more in the long run as well.
In the long run, absolutely. Exactly. I have a guy friend. We're both the same age. We're both 30. And he just recently came out of the hospital, not recently, but earlier this year, because he was borderline diabetic. Actually, I think he was diabetic. He had like some type of diabetic symptom or something that he had to be placed in the hospital. He's trying to eat more healthy and lose some of that weight and stuff like that. That's an issue that I don't have to deal with right now, but diabetes does run in my family. My father has it.
So you and your friend, y'all the same age, but couldn't his diet been poor from childhood? Because that's where it usually starts at, right?
Right. Because I can absolutely. And me and this guy worked together. We actually went to elementary school together. So you're absolutely right. It does depend on your diet, the way you eat, genetics. We talked about that a couple of days ago, just what's in your gene pool. But I believe, this is my opinion, nobody else's, mine, that if he had just eaten a little differently and watched the soul food, good, tasty, greasy stuff that he was eating, tame that, then he probably wouldn't have ended up in the hospital.
Right. But what about sugar and candy and all that?
I'm glad you bring that up.